Hello, everyone. Good to be with you again. My name is Solomon Izang Shams. Welcome to Solomon's Temple. In Solomon's Temple, we discuss everything concerning the Christian faith, especially around the continent of Africa. And that's what we do. We look at different projections and we look at different angles, and we ask ourselves the big question: what is God saying? And what has he done? And what can we learn from it? So please, if you haven't been following, if you're new here, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. There are other great resource videos there that I'm very sure it will bless you. Now, one of the issues that we've had the last 5-6 days is the passing away of TB Joshua. After TB Joshua passed away, a lot of people started evaluating his life and looking at also his legacy. Some said he was a very generous man. Some people say he's a very humble man, that he is such modest. He has such modesty and also a lot of generosity because he had helped so many people. But that is what you see, and that is what you're sort of programmed to see. But behind the mask, there is a totally different person. You know, all the giving and the generosity that you see is not really the whole thing. It's just to be able to create a facade. TB Joshua was a diabolic man. TB Joshua was a very occultic man. TB Joshua was a greedy man. He was a manipulator. He's the biggest deceptor we've seen out of Africa for me, you know, because for him to come into the church and deceive people, and we still consider him a Christian and a prophet, that is the biggest deception I've ever seen in my life. But to help us discuss that is somebody who knows him very well. He has worked for him as a security personnel. He has worked for him in different roles, and he has lived in the synagogue himself. So I have an anonymous here. I'm not going to disclose his name, and I'm not going to disclose his identity. We're trying to get him on here as you know, on video, even though you're not going to see him. He's only going to disclose his identity, he says, after the funeral, the burial of TB Joshua. But thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much. Good morning. I think we're in the morning here in Nigeria. Yeah.
Yes, it's morning. It's morning also here in Johannesburg. It depends on.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah. So now TB Joshua passed away. You are in Lagos and you have worked with him before. At one point, you have to seal your identity because it's not safe for you. What was your experience with TB Joshua?
Let me talk about the identity so that people will understand.
Yes.
It's not because of I'm just afraid of two things. Number one, they use people's pictures. Go to the prayer mountain where he prayed, that bush that he normally prays.
Yes.
There are many people's picture. I believe that your picture is also there. I believe it. Many people that have criticized him, many who have spoke against him. There's one lady that the parents took TB Joshua to court in South Africa. That they said they met him sleeping with their daughter in Cape Town. There's one issue like that. There was a lady that he was sleeping with when he was invited to South Africa.
Yes.
So the parents wanted to take him to court. Before you know, we made that picture. The picture is also there. I stayed up in that place for a month. So me seeing those things made me feel. And some of the members, they carry the man on their head. They might see you on the road, start stoning you, start lynching you. They might send an assassin. You know, those kind of things.
Yes.
Without his consent, there are some people that are diehard fan that they are ready to send assassin on their own pocket to assassinate you. So that's why I understand. And the man teaching his people. The man, you know what we see outside there is totally different from what TB Joshua even really is. TB Joshua is very deadly.
Yeah.
To be sincere, let me tell you, he's very, very deadly. It's not who you see. TB Joshua is there. You can call him an humble man. That is what you see on TV. TB Joshua we see outside TV is totally different from who he is. That's just the fact I want to do. So that's why I'm trying to hide my identity.
All right. That's
I don't want, but now he's dead. Now he's dead. Now he's dead. Many of us can come out. I don't want to come out after the funeral.
Okay, I get you. So now tell us about how you got into synagogue briefly, and what you did whilst you're working in the synagogue.
Okay, when I started synagogue, I started based on what I watch on TV. I made miracles with what I saw, healing the sick, healing witches and wizards. Before when I was small, so I used to be tagged as which wizard or something. So I went there, but there was no deliverance. So I've been a member there since 2001. So like quietly coming to 2006, 7. Between 2007 to 10 or so. I think those years, I can't remember again. I was employed there as although I was in other departments of the church as a group coordinator and all that. So I was employed there as security. Later, many of us job and all that. So when I became a security, I did an interview with TB Joshua. So when in this interview, he doesn't do interview the way people do interview. He will just go to his office and write something like Arabic. He will write an description like Arabic. When he writes it, he will say, okay, that's an heavenly language that he has accepted you. When you ask them about the Arabic description, they tell you that it's an heavenly, it's a language from heaven that the world cannot understand. So that's how can you hear me?
I can hear you. Continue.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that is how I started. So that's why he asked me to join the security. So later now he asked me to head, as very young as I am then, he asked me to head the security. But in synagogue, once TB Joshua is giving you a post, he wants you to be snitching against your colleague. He wants you to be talking back against your colleague. He wants you to give him information and everything that goes on. So, but these things that happened before then, before I became security, he gave us an assignment to travel to different states to share some counter CD against Bisola. There was a time Bisola did a video in 2008.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes, so that video, so TB Joshua did a video, and that video was not addressed. You go and look at TB Joshua's video. That video is not addressing what Bisola said. He's just trying to. The video was just playing a confession where she did confession, playing when they were doing deliverance for her to sensitize people that this woman that has witches and wizards is the witches and wizards that is making her talk against the man. You understand? Many of us then we didn't watch. He asked us not to watch the video. That if you watch the video, you die, sinner, you die this, you die that. So that was why you won't blame many members, because there are some things he told us, and there are some journalists he paid them. So we traveled to village to counter that thing. We went to different villages outside Lagos State.
Yes.
Even as far as North, we went to Jos, because TB Joshua used to have a fellowship in Jos. But I was not the one that go there, but he sent some people to Jos and other states where he knows that Bisola city can go far. Bisola and Agomon city. So we even went to Agomon's village to counter Bisola's. So we did a very good job when we came back. So then and I said, okay, fine, let us be working with him. That he did not trust people that are there. There's a way Fatai normally does. Fatai normally, okay, now I want to address something.
I must say, just to confuse people, anytime you hear him say Fatai, that is TB Joshua, because that's TB Joshua's real name. They know, people that are close to him know him as Fatai. So that's why you would hear him say Fatai. So anytime he says Fatai, that is TB Joshua's real name. His real name is Abdul Fatai. Fatai is just a short of Abdul Fatai. Go on.
Okay, so for people to understand, look at the brother. There's this brother that is talking recently. Look at the surname. The surname that is carrying Balogo. So people can understand now that this man has been lying to them that his surname was Joshua. His name has never been Joshua. Joshua was not part of his surname. His surname was Balogo. They should look at the surname of the man. Go and look at the surname of other people in the family. Joshua just came in just to make Christians feel that this man is from God. You understand?
Yeah.
So what made me? So when I joined the security, then I started seeing, as the security man. Then I was no longer a member again. I've now become somebody close inside. There are some things we started seeing. There was one South African girl that came to the church that accused him of sleeping with her. One South African girl, the woman name is Angie, the husband's name is Dave. Dave is from UK. The Dave's parents are still dirty today. The parents are still working with Fatai. So I was there when the lady was telling us that we won't believe him, that this man slept with her. When she said it, I saw Fatai's reaction. Fatai has to ask his police officer, to block them from leaving the church at gunpoint. You know, yes, you will see this thing that this afraid. You know, Fatai, forget what you see on TV. Fatai is always afraid of anything that comes his way. So you see that fear that these people are about to expose me. So you have to ask that police officer called John to follow them to the airport to make sure that these people didn't branch to any TV station, that they should go straight to Muritala Mohammed Airport that day. That day was on Saturday. Anybody that knows this thing I'm talking about, that day was on Saturday. If they know them, they can ask, they can find out from there. That day was on Saturday. They came with one police officer, but that police officer could not overpower TB Joshua's officer. So when I saw those things, well, I say, well, maybe she might be lying. And this girl we are talking about and her husband, they used to do miracle. They used to pray for people. They will pray for the sick will get off on the wheelchair. They will pray for people. These two people I'm talking about, I was now looking at, what with junior, because then they don't call it, they were no wise men then, they call them junior prophets. So when I saw those things, I said, wow. As a security now, I started saying things. I started saying there was a day Tim Joshua called me in the midnight. Around, I think, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. It was the female disciple called Bosse. This Bosse we are talking about now, I heard she was pregnant before I left. And now I'm hearing that she does not have womb too. Again. She does not have any womb. This Bosse was the one that called me from TB Joshua's room around 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Where was his wife? People should understand what I'm saying now. Around 3 a.m. he called me. TB Joshua was asking me to help him send some, as a security, he said I should help him send somebody away from the church. His name is Lawa. So I'm just mentioning him so that these are names that people his name is Lawa. So he asked me to send him away from inside the church, that he wants him to go and stay in the car park. Any synagogue member knows where I'm calling car park. Anywhere they call car park in synagogue, they know where I'm calling. He said I should ask Lawa to go and stay in the car park. So I have to send Lawa away. Around 3 a.m. he called me from the room. And it was the boss that picked that call. So I saw all those things. There was a day TB Joshua sent for me. I met Morenike inside his room at 5-story. There's that place, they call it 5-story. 5-story. I met Morenike, that's the one of the female disciple, inside the room again. So all these things, we keep seeing all these things. Why is it females that works with him inside the room when he wants to do? When I mean the room, not his bedroom where he sleeps. It's women that you see that stays there. They will ask the men that do hold his bag.
What do you mean his bedroom where he sleeps? So like I know, I've been informed. He doesn't stay with his wife, right? He doesn't stay with his wife in the same. He doesn't sleep with his wife.
His wife stays in the first floor.
Okay.
The wife stays in the first floor of the building. So he stays in the 5th floor on the 5-story.
It's a 5-story building. So describe that for us. Describe that for us. Where does his wife stay? Where does he stay? And where does his children stay?
Let me tell you something. He stays in the 1st story. His wife stays in the 1st story. Then him stay in the 5-story. But the road he did to himself, you can't pass through his wife's place to link his side. So the wife's place now, she still have to pass through some security checks. You understand?
Yes.
Before going to his side, you still have to pass through some security. You still have to pass through some security checks. So they can't link. If you understand that place, you can't link his side. So then, on top of his wife's story, I think you get the female or the male disciples' quarters. His own. I know they follow themselves. Yeah. You get the male disciples' quarters and the female disciples' quarters. Then you get to his own quarters. So you can't link his own side. His own side is totally different. He's living a very big life. So then I saw all those things. So I now discovered that. Now I now discover when the cripples comes, when they come, the real cripples, they will tell them they should stay one place. Then, when I now later noticed that there are some people that have difficulty in walking. They will now tell them they should come the following week with chair, or they should hold walking stick, or they should stay inside the vehicle. They should go and rent. Some of them don't have money to buy a car, so they might ask them to pay for taxi. They should stay inside that taxi. The man of God, if they not stay inside the taxi, the man of God won't be able to attend to them. So you'll be brainwashed to stay inside the taxi. So now they will not ask the family to be shouting, "Man of God, help me, help me, help my brother. He cannot walk, he cannot walk." So now, the real cripples, to make him be like a good man, they will ask the security people to send them away. You understand what I'm saying now?
Yes.
They will ask the security people to send them away. So now the real cripples are seeing us, the security, as the wicked people. They are not seeing, they don't know that we have received instruction to send them away. You understand? So now the real cripples they are beginning to see us as these people are the bad people, that they don't want us to see the man of God. But the man of God never want to see them. All this miracle you see, that the people that are crippled at the stage, they're already staged and managed. Man of God is aware they are there. You understand? So now I want people that have gone there before. Every newcomer in the church pass through one gate. That was the first gate, the church. No matter anywhere you are coming, any both side of the church you are coming from, you will pass through the first gate. That is the first gate. That is the first gate. You see disciples standing at the gate, interviewing people, asking people questions, placing people where they will sit down. People that have gone there before should know what I'm talking about. There's no way you are passing through. They have 4 gates to the church, 4 gates. But they make sure that as a newcomer you pass through first gate. That is the gate. In the morning, the disciples will wake up early in the morning at 6, 7 a.m. They will stay at the gate and start interviewing people, asking people questions. So when Fatai comes out, they will not be telling Fatai, and Fatai is one of the most intelligent person. No matter what you tell him, he doesn't forget. He does. I give it to him for that. He doesn't forget. So now when they tell him, so those are the people that they will start telling their problem. But you will not believe that this disciple can go and tell you to share your problem. Because as a woman, we don't think that very deep. You understand? I'm not telling you that he doesn't see you, but one thing I know is that well, let's just forget about that for now. So now, once those people come, I not see all those things. Sometimes there is a man that came that he prophesied about that the man brought gun inside the church. In my presence as a security, those disciples, before the man prophesied that prophecy, those disciples asked the man to go and hide the gun somewhere in the church, and they show him where to hide the gun. Then before you know, you saw the man of God prophesying that there is a brother there. You came with gun inside the church, but you dropped the gun outside the church. And me, I know that even that church environment, there's no way you can go inside with gun. That place they hide that gun was the most error place, because there's no how you can pass through that place with a gun, because if you pass through security check, they search you to the brim. You understand? Just because of they want to plan it, they told the man to hide the gun. So now we started seeing all these things. All these things start unfolding. There are some people that we see after what do they call it? After healing, they come back to us and say they were not healed, and they have testimony and being shown on the Mana TV. They show their testimony every day. There are some of them like that. There's even one popular comedian now that is capable. Although let's forget about that. So they are showing their testimony. Many of them come back to us as security, but the body normally comes back to us. Olaiton would say we should send them away. That we should send them away. We should not answer them. They will tell you that it's because of your sin. That is that your sin that make you that make the sickness came back. That is you were ill. I don't know how they do that. Maybe as well after they go, the sickness come back, or they were never healed. I don't know. But we know that so many people normally come back and say they were not healed. And those people, some of them, their testimony already played on the Mana TV. Some of them, so many testimony people see, many of them are already dead already. Let me just tell you, to be frank, so many people you watch on TV, many of them are dead. Many of them are dead. that you see on TV that they say they were hit, because they will ask you not to take drugs. And this man you see, he takes drugs. He goes to hospital. He was taken to St. Nicholas Hospital when he was sick, as around December, January. St. Nicholas Hospital. People should go and find out. If you have a family that works there,
that's in
go
Lagos.
there to find out. Yes, in Lagos. He was taken there to St. Nicholas Hospital. This man goes to hospital. This man takes drugs. This man takes herbs. There was a guy called Taye. There's one Taye. That time Taye was sick. Taye was his disciple. This man asked them to take this man to an herbalist doctor to cure Taye when Taye was very sick. When Taye was very sick, he asked them to take. He called one woman. He has all those women that one somehow they've been to. They know about all these things.
Yeah,
he knows them very well.
Many
of them.
They're loyal to him.
Yeah, they're loyal to him. He asked them to take this man to Babalawo house. This man, you see, he does all these things, but people don't see these things, and they will say, "Do you know why I'm crying? I always cry because of people believe this man to the extent that they never believe what we're saying is a lie." I don't know why they cannot just sit down and think. Although I want to tell you something, sir.
Yes.
That you should not be bothered about the comments that they normally write, because there are some departments that normally write comments in the church. So they use them to be commenting on any news that is against the man. They will start writing comment on them. So we know the department. When I was there, we know their department. They come in the morning, they close. Anytime they have job, they will be like 20. Be on the internet and start commenting bad comments on what anybody that is speaking against them. So people should not be touched by any comment that they are reading. You understand? So now when I saw all those issue of in doing fake miracles and all that, well, I said, well, maybe that's how it is. I looked at, I saw, you see disciples.
Right.
Many disciples. I'm telling you personally, even when I left, I cannot say there are more than 3 disciples that told me they slept with him. And these disciples I'm talking about now, they were not, at that time, they were not more than 22 years old or 18 years old. These people I'm measuring now, as at that time.
Yes.
They were no more than 17, 16, 18, very young girls that time. But he told me personally that Fatai had forced them, sleep with them. That Fatai is not a man of God. That is not a man of God. That is why people cannot ask, why is it that many disciples, when they go, some of them don't even look back at all. Yes, there's a twins that used to be working with them now. Many of them, I know there are some twins called Taye Kinde that have worked with Fatai. Same people now are also accusing Fatai of sleeping with them. You understand what I'm trying to say? Many of them now, they are married, so they will not want to come out so that it won't cause another crisis in their marriage. So that is why you see many of them. So now, I have seen issue of using a disciple, they call them prayer warrior, to go to the mountain, they will hold your picture. Some of them, let me tell you something, if they should bring scan to scan the land, synagogue ground, the entrance, you will see that they bury a lot of things there. They bury Bible, they bury sword, they bury different things. In the morning, before members come inside the church, I'm a security man. So I'm a security man. You know what they do? There's what they call incense. This thing that bring out smokes. Incense that this Muslim or Celestial normally use.
Yes.
That bring out smoke, that they say that used to drive evil spirit. They do it in the church before members. They do it. They will ask us to send all the foreign visitors away. Those ones that they want to pray overnight in the church. So we'll send all of them away. When we send them away, we'll start. The prayer warrior will start doing incense around the church. They will do those rituals around the church. When they finish doing those things, those are before in the morning. Members who have entered, when they enter, they won't perceive that again. The thing will have gone. So they do all those rituals, but people don't see all these things. We are the ones that see all these things, but they don't believe us. And these people that are talking now, they don't even know anything about Fatai. They've not even seen him before. It's really when they watch him on the Mana TV, they will say, na lie, na lie, na lie, na lie. Everything is lie. Why people should always ask questions. They should look at there's one girl. Okay, now I want to talk, bring one issue of being humble.
Yes.
The issue of
Before,
being,
as you bring that issue, a lot of what happened, I think, in this week, was it yesterday or today? People were just saying he's humble. There's a video of him circulating that when he started, he was even humble enough to clean the chairs in the church and all that, which for me was not some sort of a magic or whatever. I mean, that's what is expected. And then there is this photo of one of the leaders of the CAC church in Nigeria visiting the wife, and where he visited the wife seems to be very small, and I mean, the chairs and everything is just basic, and people are saying, wow, TB Joshua, see where he lives. He lives in a very humble apartment, very small and all that kind of thing.
Okay, I want to talk about that. See, there is, as at when I was there, Fatah has one character that is a very bad character. Fatah, he can build a house 4-story. Then later he will raise it to 7-story. When I was there, that building was 5-story. The building I want to talk about, where his wife stayed.
Yes.
But I know recently, I think 2 years ago, I saw that they built another story again on it. That's like making it 6 or 7-story now. That is the same building he did. The original plan of that building was 4-story. That building that collapsed, that South Africans died. And let me now tell people something. People that die in that building are more than 200 people.
What do you mean?
You were not telling people the truth.
But the figure they are giving is not 200 people.
This is Nigeria. I'm just telling you for a fact. The Nigeria that died in that building, they are more than 60. The Nigerians that died. The Zimbabwe, the figure that they are telling you are the South Africans that died in the building. Because South African government want to know the number of people, so they expose the number of people. The people that die, South Africans that die, is the number they are telling you. But the people that died in that building, they are more than 200. Everybody know who is Taye. Taye died. One of my friend's younger sister died also in that building. So I know many people that died. There's one woman that sells food. That woman also died in that building. There are so many of them that died that we know personally. That died. There's one guy called Taye. Taye is dead in that building. Taye was a disciple too. So many people died in that building that they didn't mention. But I'm just surprised that we are in a very lawless country. Let me tell you something. Fatah won't have opened his ministry anywhere apart from Nigeria. It's only in Nigeria or other African countries that this kind of thing happen. That somebody will die, and this man, government, the court summon him to court, and they refuse to arrest him, and they refuse to bring him to court. And this man is posting that he will never go to court. I was there when they called Idris Abdul Karim. I was there. They called Idris Abdul Karim to come and put placard that he should come and say that a man of God, they should come and protest in front of the court. They were mobilizing celebrities to come and protest. They should come and protest in front of the courts that you can't invite the man of God to church. That is what they do. They will call celebrities. They will not call the members that are poor, some white people, some South Africans. All of them should come and protest outside the court so that they could use it to intimidate the judge. That look at South Africans are showing solidarity for him. Celebrities are showing solidarity for him. They call T-Mac. They call Baba Ijebu. That Baba Ijesha that is accused of rape.
Yes, I remember him. The actor, the Yoruba actor.
That Yoruba actor was part of the people that went to court to protest. That why are you accusing him? And the Yoruba actor told somebody close that I know that he was given 200,000 naira any appearance. For appearance, 200,000 naira any day they appear in court. Even some journalists told me that they give them 100k anytime they go to court to appear. That is why you can see that journalists was not really reporting on the story, was not mounting pressure on government that they should arrest him. So let's leave that issue for another day. So now, the wife stays in first story. So you see that first story, his wife apartment is there. Another visitor stay on the other side. But there's only one road to that wife apartment. That's where the wife stay. And that's where she's receiving visitors. The man and his wife never stayed in different place. That apartment people are saying that they are saying is humble. See with Fatah, I don't want to call him Joe. Joshua because that's not his name. That Joshua is just an AKA. It's just a title that he gave himself. So now Fatai doesn't stay in that place that there are people are saying this man is humble. That look at this TV. This man live a very big life. He live a very, very big life. He has private jets. He has all these things that people are accusing other men of God for. Because people are there now complaining on social media that look at the kind of humble. You look at the small parlor. That is not his apartment. That is not Fatai's parlor. That parlor is where his wife. Look at the picture that the wife put on the wall. It was only Fatai's picture and her own picture. Do you think his Fatai is staying there? Fatai picture will not fool the place. Go and look at the picture that she put. If people can understand that place, they should understand that why is Fatai pictures not covered there? Why is you can see that the wife picture was the one that was there, and the one is not with Fatai. They should study the room and should understand what I'm saying. They know that Fatai likes picture very well. Anywhere Fatai like to see his picture everywhere. Anywhere he goes in the church. Why is his Fatai personal picture was not put in the parlor? So people should understand that apartment belongs to the wife that he stayed. You know, an apartment is just like a lodge in a church that let his wife stay in that place. So that is what people are not understanding. You understand what I'm trying to say? That's what I want to say. So he stays in 5 stories. That 5 story is where he does all those atrocities. That is why you can see that his wife is not really, cannot catch him. If he stayed there, all this atrocity that they're accusing him of, the wife will have known now. Those girls cannot come inside the wife apartment to come and do all those things now. Those things are always happening because of he does not stay in the same apartment with the wife. And the road that link his wife to his room, his wife's room to his room, is a different road entirely. The wife has to come out to pass through security check before going to Fatai's room. You understand I think you understand what I'm trying to say now.
Yeah.
So now, so the apartment they are saying on this is the wife apartment. It is not where Fatai stays. But because of they want to create a dummy for people that this man is humble. This man is this. Fatai is not humble. They should look at that apartment where Fatai has been receiving all those big people in Nigeria. Is it the same apartment? So people should start thinking now. Where you receive all the old president, Dele Momodu, all those people, they should go to Dele Momodu's page and look at the picture of where Fatai was receiving for the visitors. They should look whether the picture they saw on the wall is the same picture that the wife is putting on her own wall.
I see. Yeah, it makes sense.
Now, they should look at the same picture, and they should look at that picture that they saw in the wall. Did they see any wedding picture there? They should look at the house. Is there any wedding picture there? That picture was snapped when people were saying they want to see the family of their man of God. And when people were criticizing that it's not married, that was why they snap all these family pictures. They should look at there's no old picture of marriage or anything between them. Me that I was talking, my own marriage picture is in my house. I'm very happy to put it in my house. That's the first thing. So people should understand. They should look at they should go to the archive on internet. They should look at all the pictures where Fatai has been in a sitting room or any sitting room. They should check whether that sitting room is tally with that sitting room that they are meeting his wife. They should know it's a different sitting room entirely. So they should stop saying that this man is a very humble man or so. Fatai is not humble. Fatai is not humble. Fatai has 3 people that cooks for him. Fatai live a very big life. Fatai employ people from Indonesia, from Ghana, from different countries to come and be his cook. His wife doesn't cook the food that he eats. His wife doesn't cook the food. Yes, his wife doesn't cook the food that he eats. He employs foreigners to come and cook for him.
Professionals.
Anybody that professionals to cook for him. And anybody that have worked with him, I will tell you how Fatai eats. Fatai normally put on gloves. Any people that have been a disciple knows I'm saying the truth. If one this thing I say, Fatai normally wear gloves. Fatai does not like using his hand to eat. Even though he's using spoon, Fatai should wear gloves. And they should look at those videos that he posts when he was having a leisure time. There's one video now that they are posting online where he was playing with a bed. They should look at that place he was eating. They will see that he was putting on gloves. They will see that he was putting on a nylon gloves. That is the way he normally eats all the time. I used to see it. I just want people to understand this fact. That the people should understand all these things. So I'm just mentioning this so that you will know that what I'm saying is the truth. Because I'm pained that people are thinking that this man is humble. This man is living a very big life. He sent his daughter to a school in abroad. His daughter never go to any Nigerian school or any private university. His daughter school in the UK. His daughter Sarah never go to any Nigerian school. She only came to take a vow as a lawyer in Nigeria here. She never go to any school in Nigeria. His children, the only person that I see that went to a school in Nigeria here was Hart. But I don't know. I know you will have withdrawn her because Hart was in primary school. Maybe you don't want to release her outside the country. That was why he left Hart school in Nigeria. Fatai normally take care of his children very, very well. This one that you never want people to order. If you tell him that you want to go to school, he will be so bitter, so angry that you don't want to carry the cross. You don't want to carry the cross. That you don't know what God is doing for you. That you are saying you want to go to school. What is that? He never went to school, but look at where he is today. But with some of us trying to sit down and think, this man that said that he never went to school, but why is he sending his own children to school? Why is he giving his children the best education? But why is it that he never is? That is what he normally tell all of us. When you tell him that, sir, man of God, say, I want to stop work, or I think I want to go and continue my education. He will tell you things that, why do you want to continue your education? That him never went to school. But look at where he is today. But he employed teachers to come and teach him. He employed people to come and teach him. If education is not important, why will he employ some people to come and teach him how to speak, how to write? And I want people to know one thing, but I normally read books of many men of God. Many men of God.
So he studies other men of God, other bishops and prophets.
Yes, people, especially there's one called T.D. Jakes.
T.D. Jakes, yeah.
T.D. Jakes. But I normally listen to his preaching. But I normally read his books. You understand? Fatai normally read his teaching. Fatai normally read his book. So this one that people used to feel that everything Fatai teaches is from heaven. Because members are so foolish and they brainwash them that everything that this man, I've seen him where he studied. Where he studied, I've seen him, I can beat my chest. He read books. He read other men of God books. He normally asks even Olamide. There's one woman lady that they call Olamide Big. To write, once he pick interest in somebody's preaching that is watching, he will ask them to write. He should write the high points of what the man is saying. Olamide will write everything and come and give it to him. He will study them and he will go to altar to start preaching it as if that is because he will let you feel that whatever he's teaching is from heaven. That he doesn't have a mentor. He doesn't have this. He doesn't have that. I don't see anything bad in teaching any other man of God preaching, but I feel you should give them credit. You should not come out and start saying that whatever you learn is from you. That you didn't learn. You should always give them credit for taking their messages and be preaching it in the church. That is just the problem.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So now, you understand? You doesn't give them credit. You make us feel that it's greater than all. See, let me allow people to understand something. Nobody should criticize any Nigerian man of God for not wishing, for not sympathizing with the family. If you go to his prayer mountain, Pastor Adeboye's picture is buried there. Pastor Oyedepo picture, all the big men of God that have speak against him, their pictures are buried in the mountain.
For
they
what?
knock it on the tree. Some of them, I don't know.
Is he praying against them and cursing them, that kind of thing? Or maybe they should. He's praying that their prayer should not have influence.
Yeah. Once your picture, let me say, Pastor Adeboye give one story about a picture that they were selling in the mountain in his camp, regime camp. That picture, if you look at that picture, he said they were selling his picture, but back of his picture was picture of TB Joshua. People should go online when Pastor Adeboye talk about this thing. They should go on YouTube. That video is on YouTube. So now, Pastor Adeboye addressed that issue that he saw that they were selling some pictures to people very cheap. You know what they did? Let me tell you what happened. There was a day TB Joshua sent Hilary. There's one cameraman called Hilary and Shino. There's one guy called Shino. That Shino used to be one of the voiceover people. Is a male voiceover to Redeem Camp. Guess what they went to do there? I don't know why he normally send people to other churches to listen to what the pastor is saying, to record the pastor. I don't know. So now he now send, I don't know why he does all those things. He now send them to carry that picture so that when many of you buy Adeboye's picture, before you know, you will not know that the Stevie Dosha's picture you are putting, the picture won't stay very well in your frame. When the picture fall off, it will be Patai's picture that will be showing in your house. Maybe you don't understand you might not understand that Guinness. Pastor Adeboye was complaining, if you watch that video very well on YouTube, Pastor Adeboye was complaining that he saw TB Dosha's picture. And as Pastor Adeboye said that he's a man that wants to kill him. Pastor Adeboye knows that TB Dosha wants to kill him. He knows. He knows. Because if you listen to that video very well, he said that why would they put his picture on a man that wants to kill him? Why would they put a picture of a man that wants to kill him? And I will tell you to my hand, Pastor Adeboye's picture is there. The video Depo's picture is there. You normally put their picture and step his shoe on top of them. Sometimes they will put an iron sword on fire and place some people's picture. Yes, iron sword on fire and place people's pictures.
All these things are they're very demonic and very occultic, you know.
That is what they do.
Evil.
See, let me tell you something. You see them praise that they normally go and pray and they say it's mountain. That is not where Fatai prays. That is the place he keep for you people to see. Where he prays, you cannot use your leg. You use boats. It's only boats that can carry you there. You can't just say you can pass through there because water divide where he prays to where he normally receive people. So people should understand that thing. So where he goes to pray, that is where he keep. That is where so anytime you want to take a visitor on a tour, he will call his one of his disciples. As at that time when I was there, it was Festus. He will call Festus to do a cleanup on anything that can make people start saying that is diabolic. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Anything that once people want to do, like want to take maybe a big man on a tour to see how the place look like, he will tell them to clear that place. And they should know that Patai normally do something there. Patai normally enter a particular room that they say is a prayer room before he go out to come and preach. There's a room he will enter. Once he enter that room, he will now start coming outside the church. And once he's going inside the church, he doesn't talk to anybody. Once he's coming out in the morning, before he enters the church, he doesn't talk to anybody on his way. He will be meditating something before he gets into the church. Those are those things that we see.
Yes.
You understand? There's even one story I heard about one disciple. Because that disciple knows how to enter the water for 10 minutes. He can stay in the water for 30 minutes. All those people that are from all these joy, the larger people, they can stay in the water. He asked that disciple to say some things to enter inside the water. You understand? He asked that disciple to enter the water and stay and say some things. Let me tell you something. The person that is worst hit, that the info announce are death in church. Any foreign visitor that comes and say, what of Bisola? They will say that Bisola is dead. I'm surprised to hear that she's alive. When she came out for a protest in Lagos, that was when I saw a video online that she's alive. They've announced her death, that she's dead.
Really?
In the church. Yes, they've announced it that God has killed him. God has killed her. That for speaking against the man of God. She didn't come out. After when she spoke 2008, she didn't come out for like 4 years or 5 years.
Yes, she was quiet.
She was quiet for like 4 years or 5 years. So that was then. They now say she's dead. So any foreign visitor that comes and say, they watch his video, they'll say, don't mind that one, that she's already dead now, that God has taken her away. So I was surprised that she came back. They announced it in disciple meeting, even in any visitor that comes, because every visitors, they like asking questions. That's what I realized when I was there. They like asking questions. Anybody, see, I want to say this thing. Anybody that's equivalent to Fatai when he was alive, his picture is with Fatai. They will print your picture and they will ask those prayer warriors to be knocking nail on it or be flogging that picture. They will gum your picture on the wall and start flogging you.
Tell me something.
And start flogging your picture.
Tell me something. Let's move on a little bit. Tell me about, you know, just in the area of saying TB Joshua is a very humble and modest man, that he was a generous person and he used to provide for the widows and give people money and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. So now I want to say something about that issue of providing for a widow. You see, what people don't understand is that some of those widows, you see, some of them, they even collect the money back from their hand.
What do you mean? Money, they give them the money and then they collect the money after showing it on TV?
There's some amounts that they will post for you on TV. They will never give you that money. I can bet it with my chest. If they post, if they post to you that they post 500,000, 1 million naira to you, they will never give you that money. They will tell you that don't want that. Go and tell them what you need. That they will anytime you need money, they will be giving you inside that money that they've post. They will post it to you. Maybe you don't understand. They will put it to you on TV that this is 1 million naira to start up with yourself. So now they will not collect that money back from you. They will not tell you that, okay, go and find out what you need. So they will be the one to estimate what you need. So they will say, okay, take this 200,000 naira first. Let them see how you spend the money first. Then when you spend that money, if you spend it well, they will give you the remaining one. And some of them, they come back, they won't give them again. So many of them like that. You understand? So many of them like that. So if they leave that money for you, maybe the word is in your, as in the whole world is on the matter. So they might just be shy. This man, you see, is not generous as people think. I'm just surprised that people feel that this man is so generous, so this, so that. This man is not like what people think. It's not like that. It's not an humble man. It's not an humble man. It's a very, very, very wicked man. You can, if let me tell you something, if disciples die inside the church today now, they will ask them to go and throw away the dead body on the road. Wow. So that the family will think that this, yes, they will ask them to throw the dead body on the road. I'm not lying that I don't have anything to kill. He's dead already, so there's nothing I want to give from him.
And just to clear this to some people are saying, why is it that you are only coming out now to speak? Let me clear that up. The same person that I'm talking to now today, this same person, I had interviewed him like 4 months ago. Go and check my YouTube channel. The video is there. So this is not the first time. He didn't only start speaking after TB Joshua passed away. He had been speaking way before TB Joshua passed away. He just hid his identity because for security reasons and everything, he's keeping his identity hidden. Simple. So don't come here and say, why didn't you speak when TB Joshua was alive? No. Go and check my videos on my YouTube channel. Go there. You would see a video that I made with him about 4 months ago.
Well, we have done more than 2 videos or 3 videos together.
Yes.
Yeah, we have done more than 2 videos to do. So people should stop saying that one. I know those people. Those people are the people that he sent them to. I know. I can't blame them. Some of them are blind. You understand? Some of them are. And I want to say something. You see, issue of healing. There's something that Fatah normally tells us. Help the word of God. Help the work of God. See that help the work of God. When you see somebody that is not crippled, tell him to sit on the wheelchair so that he's going to pray. Yes. You are making the work of God grow. When you make people sit on the, like you tell somebody sit on the wheelchair, when you pray for that person get up, you are helping the work of God. So that is why you see so many disciples. That's what tell me in the Bible that before they pray for you, they will do screening for you. What screening are they doing? People should understand one thing. What screening are they doing? And they should understand something. If this man normally heal cripple, there are so many cripple used to give 1 million, 1 million, 50,000, 100,000 wheelchair. That those beggars that used to give money, that he gave money, that he gave them wheelchair. Why can't he carry them up and walk? I think they should go on YouTube now. They should see him when he was giving the needy, he was giving cripples, he was giving blind people money, he was dashing them bag of rice. Why can't he make them walk? Why can't he pray for them and let them walk? People should now understand that thing. Why is he selecting people that he's going to pray for and pray for this? There's even something that happened in one country one time. I heard that story from a former disciple. That I was not there, but the disciple told me one story. He said when they were in foreign country, you know that issue of screening people that they will pray for. They did the same thing in America. I say America, one of maybe Indonesia. When they were there, when they arrange those people, because of the crowd shots, in camera, you need the crowd shot of cripple.
Yes.
So they now ask those people to stay out. They now ask the real people that can walk. They now ask them to come to the front. So when they ask them to come to the front, the real cripple that are very cripple, they now ask them to stay at the back at the stadium. So Fatai now, Fatai did not understand now. So later now, Fatai has already do some miracle. Those people that are in the front have get up from the wheelchair. And those people, some of them can walk, but if they brainwash them that the man of God will not come out from morning to evening. So, and he might not answer. You might think your case is not serious. So sit on the wheelchair, so that when man of God is passing, he will know that your case is serious. So he will attend to you. So that is the thing that they will put in you. They will ask you that sit on this wheelchair. Man of God likes seeing people on the wheelchair. If you don't sit on the wheelchair, he won't attend to you. He will think you are okay. So they will not make you sit on the wheelchair. You understand?
Yes.
So they will make you sit on the wheelchair so that you will see. So you won't say anything. So now some people might have let me call it, there are some disease you might have that will lead you not to walk. They will ask you to sit on the wheelchair. So when they were in outside the country now, so they now did the same style. So those people in the front, Pataya see them. So the organizers of the show, those people at the back that are crippled, they were like 1,000 people that are crippled. So those people were not disturbing the organizers of the shows that they want the man of God. So they want the man of God to pray for them. So now they went to meet Fatai. The man now whispered Fatai on the ear that, please, man of God, come and attend to these people. Do you know that? But because of shame, Fatai now went to the crowd and said, okay, you don't want to touch them one by one. You want to be that they should use their faith to walk. Let him pray that they will walk by faith, so that it won't be in his hand. That anybody that get up and fall down. I'm telling you, come and see. I watched that video. I watched that video because they didn't edit it. When I heard that, I have to go back to that video, and I saw people falling down. I saw people getting up from the wheelchair and falling down. Just because of you don't want to be disgraced by stretching your hand. You now say, in the name of Jesus, by faith, begin to rise up. By faith, begin to rise up. So now, he didn't stretch his hand now. So some of them, they don't know that they were not healed. They thought maybe their faith has already worked. They started getting up. They started falling down. As they're getting up, many of them were just falling down. So, but he has already displayed the people at the front. That is why I think that it was the country. That same country was the one that the organizers came out and said nobody was healed.
Okay.
They came out that time and said nobody received healing in that crusade. And Tim Joshua was very angry when he heard it. And they were saying the truth.
Now
they were saying the truth.
Yeah.
It's only in Nigeria you can do what. Let me explain. It's only in Nigeria you can do all those things and go away with it, because Nigeria is a lawless country.
Yeah. If TB Joshua was in South Africa, he would have been in prison long time ago. He would have been in prison long time ago.
Before he died, Fatai can never go to South Africa, to Cape Town, because they put a placing order on him. They wanted to arrest him. He had an issue with one lady from Cape Town. At the time he went to Cape Town, people should realize that since then, Fatai never had any program in South Africa again. Since that time he did a program in South Africa.
Yes.
You understand? Fatai never had any program in South Africa again. Why? Because those people said they want to see. They hosted Fatai in their house, because they say it's not. They have a very big house. Why would they allow the man of God to stay outside the house in an hotel that they have a very big house? So when they saw, they now discovered that. So when they cook food in the morning, that they will cook man of God food and go and give it. So when they cook the food, they went to go and give Fatai. They now met Fatai and one of the man's daughter sleeping with each other.
Wow.
So because of they met one of the man's daughter. Because of that, Fatai have to run away from South Africa. Yes, he's there. They don't want to go back again. All these things I'm saying, you can find out. Cape Town police also. I think they've put a matching order a long time ago. This story I'm talking about, since then, go and they should look at Fatai never did any crusade or anything in South Africa. All this crusade he has been doing since then. Why is it? He has a lot of followers in South Africa. Why has he not been doing those things in South Africa? And they should know one thing. Fatai, there's no pastor in this world that will invite Fatai, that Fatai will go. Fatai does not go to any church for invite. If you invite, because they want to control your church, they want to be the one to tell you the cripple that they will pray for. Maybe you don't understand what you are saying now. Like now, you are a pastor. If you invite him for a church program now, he will never come. People think that it's because of his humble, that's why he never come. It's not because of his humble. Let me tell you people that people should understand. Why he never come is because, number one, if he comes to your church, you might tell him people he's going to pray for. You might want to point that pray for this person. Pray for this person. You might have keep some cripples. You know, the problem, what they normally avoid is blind people and cripple. They normally avoid those people. Those are the problems that can expose you. That can expose you to public. So that is why they don't want to. That's why anytime you invite him for any church program, he will not come. The one he will come is for the one that they will be in control. They will be the one screening people in the gates. They will be the one screening, know the kind of people that will enter the church. He has to put his own people, his own disciples, to be at the gate of the church. They will be the one screening people, asking people questions. And you know, when you invite him to your church now, you can't do that in your church. So people should know that is the reason why you don't when you invite him for church in other programs or not a program in other churches, he doesn't go. Because he want to be in charge of your church, so that you won't go and bring cripple from outside. Because many pastors, they have maybe one or two of their family is sick that they want him to pray for. So they want to use that opportunity to bring him in. So when they bring him in, it can disgrace him. So that's why he doesn't go to any crusade. Okay, they should ask, why can't he come to South Africa? South Africa, he has the highest followers. I used to be there. That is why you can see South Africa, many South Africans die in that building. And those people that die in that building, they are black South Africans. Yes. That building and let me tell you something. Fatai is a black man, but Fatai is very xenophobia. Fatai does not like black people.
Why is that?
Fatai does not. I don't know. Now he doesn't, because he knows that white people is going to sell his markets.
Okay.
Sometimes he will ask them to put the white people at the front seats and put the black sit at the back. And he give like now, if white South Africans and black South Africans come to the church, he will make sure that the building that he will keep the black South Africans at that building outside the church. That is why he kept those black South Africans at that building that collapsed.
I see.
You understand? The white South Africans, he kept them in a good building that he stays. You understand? The same building he stays, he keep them there. Then put the black South Africans at that building that collapsed. I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yes,
Fatai does not like black people. Fatai does not like black people. So people should understand that fact. People should always understand that Fatai is not a man of God. I'm saying it here. But you can prove me anywhere. Maybe as he died now, his wife, I know his wife is not as diabolic like him, with what I've seen so far. I have seen when Wise Man Daniel talked to his wife anyhow. And Fatai did not do anything.
He disrespected his wife in front of him, and TB Joshua didn't do anything.
So many times. I've even heard the story of a disciple slapping his wife in the presence of TB Joshua. And TB Joshua never did anything. TB Joshua, yes. People can go and find out this. I know the former disciples, if they are listening to this program, they know that what I'm saying is the truth. Wise Man Daniel have disrespected him in his presence. And he walk away on a fight. Daniel says he's not going to obey you. That is the only person who's going to obey is his father. That's Fatai Balogun. That's TB Joshua. You understand? That's the man that they call Wise Man Daniel. He has disrespected his wife. So now I know that the wife might want to get back at many of them now. Now that the husband is late, he might start to get back at many of them that have overlooked our position.
Now, even finally, I mean, we've been speaking for an hour, so let's round it up. And just to encourage people, you know, we're having this because we're sharing experiences of so many different people. Like I said from the beginning, for me, TB Joshua is not a Christian. And remember, I've been talking about TB Joshua since 2009, investigating him, and I got death threats. My wife was threatened. Prophets and apostles, people like them, Alf, Lukau, Bushiri, they've taken me to court. Talking to you right now, I have 2 big court cases. Some of you guys are even helping me to raise finances. You know, and I see people asking me, so Solomon, how do we help you raise finances? Because I've spent a lot of my money just fighting these guys in court. When they cannot fight me spiritually through their curses and all that, because I don't see how you're going to fight me spiritually. I know who God is. So you're not going to win. You can go and pray and curse me all that you want. You're not going to win at all. So people are asking, so how do you help? How do you help you, Solomon? I tell people, here's the PayPal account. SolomonTalks@yahoo.com is the PayPal account. I have two big legal cases. One was I was sentenced to prison because another prophet took me to court for saying what I know is the truth. He took me to court. Bushiri has taken me to court. All these guys that you see, that because they've tried everything. They've tried to threaten me. They intimidated my wife. They came to our house to kill us. People, I'm not joking here. So when you hear me interview someone like this to share their own experience, I've met a lot of people like him who have had this experience, even worse experiences. People have lost their lives. People have lost all their savings. People have lost everything. So if you want to support this movement, this is a movement about truth. Here's the PayPal account, SolomonTalks@yahoo.com. Wherever you are, or if you want to support whichever way you can get in touch with me, there's a lot that we do to support even the victims. You see, I don't even have time to tell you how I've been supporting victims. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. When you hear somebody like this speaking, it's not a joke. So go on. Finally, you said, how do you...
I want to say three things before I round up. Let me just round up. So I want to say three things. Now, please, I want government to take this sample of Fatai and keep it.
Sample of what?
It's DNA sample. A DNA sample.
So you want them to maybe take his hair or part of his skin or whatever to save it?
Yeah. To save it, because it's in future. Some people might come out and say it's their father. And people will start saying they're lying because it's because of the man is dead. They want to share his property. That's why they came out.
So what you're saying is TB Joshua has a lot of kids out there, outside of the three that he has with his wife.
Outside of three, there's one called Ajoke. Ajoke, they should go on Facebook. Her name is Ajoke Godwill. I'll be Godwill. Ajoke Godwill. That girl is daughter of TB Joshua. And that girl can never deny it anywhere. She might not be happy because of security threats. She might not be happy. But the girl can never deny it anywhere in the world. Her name is Ajoke. I know of Ajoke. That is his daughter. So I'm just saying, because if she comes out, and I've even heard about one, but I've not confirmed the story. So I don't want to mention anybody, and I don't really know. It's only a woman I was just hearing that the girl, one of the girl's first child is for TB Joshua, but I don't want to talk about that. But let me talk about the one I know. The Ajoke, when Ajoke mother was with TB Joshua. The mother was one of the people that sell food to TB Joshua. Then Fatai Balogun, that's TB Joshua, now slept with the mother. When he slept with the mother, he now threatened the mother not to tell anybody that he has a child for him. That don't worry, just keep my child in front of the church. When you keep my child in front of the church, I will come and carry him. That was when they now brought camera inside the church. They now brought camera and start videoing the girl that you dump child in church. When you dump child in the church, let me adopt the child because I'm a humble man of God. I will take care of this child. Since they dump the child. Maybe people don't understand that fact. So he did a video. So if the girl comes out now, they will start playing the girl's video that this is when they dump the baby in the church. That is when Fatai adopts the baby. You understand? They will start playing that video. They will start playing that video that there is a record of when they drop. And I will tell you, as a security, people have dumped so many children in the church, but Fatai will ask us to go and dump the baby to the police. He will say we should go and anybody that dump his child in the church, Fatai will say go and take that baby to the police. Don't even tell me about it. But people should ask, why is he only this girl that he adopted that they dump? I have the security. I know some because of that issue. So many people have come and say, okay, they see this man. If you dump baby in the church, he will adopt the baby. It's a lie. He doesn't adopt that baby. They will carry that baby and go and throw in police station. From police station, they will take the baby to motherless baby home. So they should not go and think that anything this man is adopted. So those kind of people, when they come out, and people should also watch out. All these people coming. People like Bushiri, half local, and this man in Nigeria. And there's one man now that want to come out as Fatai now, as still now. It's called Jeremiah.
Yes, Prophet Jeremiah, he calls himself. Yeah,
Prophet Jeremiah. There are so many of them now. They want to take the position of Fatai. They are trying to look for his member. People like John Chi, people like Jeremiah now. They are trying to woo all Fatai's followers to their church. So people should now go from fry pan to fire. They are the same people. I have an uncle that went to Jeremiah's church for healing. Jeremiah prayed for him many times. The uncle is still crippled till today. The uncle is still much very, yes, he's still crippled till today. They should tell me the uncle lives in close to Jeremiah's church. The uncle has been crippled since 2010. Since 2010 till today, he's still crippled. He has been going to Jeremiah's church for prayers. They put him on camera. They put him on camera, everything. So he's still crippled to today. So there are so many of Fatai around the world. I see them on social media, so I know there are so many. So people should be very careful. I don't know why people will even give their money to all these people. And I don't know what they think about. That you carry your money. And when you want to help the real people that need the money, you will refuse to contribute money for them. But you see all these charlatans deceiving you people buying car, buying private jet for them, using your money to feed their family. Fatai has business abroad. He has business in UK. He has business in UK. There's one white man that he normally use in opening business in UK. If you come and meet Fatai to come and invest in something, he will give you the money to invest, but you should not put his name. It's your money that is using to do all these things. Yes, if you come and meet him that you have a business, you should come and invest. He will invest in that business, but he will not want to use his name so that people will see him as this humble, this same humble man. They will be looking at him as a very humble man. But this man is spending money, has businesses all over the world.
Yeah, I'm sure now that he has passed away, then people are not even, his family or the church is not even going to be able to trace some of his businesses.
That is one of his major things. He's very secretive.
Yes.
So many of his property, the church will not be able to trace them. It's only maybe some of them that might just come out to be willing to open up to them.
Yes.
So many of his property, they won't be able to trace it at all. And so many of his property, he didn't have the paper. I know there will be a lot of problems. There are so many property he has that he didn't use legal means in buying those property. He used power to collect it from their hand.
Okay.
There's a place back. There's a place back of the church. He used power to collect it from those people's hand. He threatened them, took them to court that that place, the filling station is not supposed to be there. That they can burn down his church. And because of white people, Nigerian government have to succumb to that. So they have to ask him to pay that man off. There are so many properties he has acquired without he used power to acquire them. The man is very powerful in Nigeria.
Yes, he is. He has money, so he's going to be powerful. But thank you so much.
Okay, so I just want to encourage people that they should be careful that there are so many of Fatai Balogun around the world, even in Nigeria. Yeah, people like Jeremiah. There are so many of them like that now that are coming outside now. And they are seriously looking for his followers. They are seriously looking for his followers so that his followers can come. I think in Nigeria, he's the one that have the highest foreign visitors.
Yes, that's correct. He's the biggest tourist attraction in the country. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Your time. I'm gonna get you again.
I would love to come again. I would love to come again.
Yes, I'll try to get you on next week, and also after the burial of TB Joshua. I'm not sure they're gonna bury him anytime soon, though. Maybe he's gonna
there's an argument. There's an argument on that about his burial. The king of the community. Let me explain. Fatai is people see Fatai as a true born again Christian. Fatai was never born again by any man of God. They should erase that. Fatai has a traditional thing that he has put in hand to. The family does not want his burial. They want to do some traditional burial on him. Which the church should not. The church, yes, they want to do some traditional burial.
So they do a lot of rituals and all those kind of stuff that is not even of God.
Yeah, the water that people normally take, they normally bring some water in from his village to mix with the water that he normally sell to you people. Because his village worship water. They should go and find out in Arigidi Akoko. They should go to Arigidi Akoko. They worship water there. So they should find out. They should find out from the village, and they should know what I'm talking about. They should not just say, "And this line, this line." His name of his village is Arigidi Akoko. Arigidi Akoko in Ondo State, Ondo North. Ondo North. They should find out. So those are the things that is bringing the distance. The king want to do those rituals. That is why they can say that they don't want. That's why they are coming out to say they should have settled it within themselves so that the whole world will not know. But the church want to, the wife and the other disciples that they want to package it. They want to put a place that before you go to the place and pray, you will pay money. That is what they want to package on for people now. And this thing now will destroy many people again. They will package it in a place that before you go there to go and kneel down and pray, they might ask you to pay 10,000 naira to go and pray with his body. And people will still do it. You understand? So people should be very careful. People will still go and do it. And I know people are very crazy about this charlatan.
No,
so
thanks a lot.
Be careful.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it so much. That is anonymous there. I know his name originally, but he worked for years and served for years in the Synagogue Church of All Nations. And he's just sharing his experiences. And I'm going to get him back here to share some of it more. You see, people, what God is doing is he's exposing people. He's exposing charlatans and fake prophets and all across the world. That's what he is doing. You know, some of them are running away, like Bushiri ran away from South Africa to Malawi. But truth has come. It's about truth. When truth comes, false disappear. It's about truth. And for me, that's what God has called me to do using these platforms and other platforms. I've been on this for over a decade, over a year, over 10 years. Some of you guys never heard about me. And when I started talking about TB Joshua, I lost friends. I lost people. I got death threats. My wife, my families were threatened. My pregnant wife was threatened. Now they've threatened me and they've cursed me. It's not working. Now they're taking me to court. That's what they do now. I have 2 cases. By the way, even yesterday itself, yesterday I was in court. I was in court in my case with Alf Lukau. We're trying to get leave to appeal. As you know, I was sentenced to prison. And by the grace of God, an attorney came and said, look, Solomon, let's see how we can go around this, if we have a chance or not. And God has been gracious. A lot of you guys gave money here for me to be able to go to court because I used over 200,000 rand of my own money since I started this thing that God has called me to do. And some of you are still giving money. Now, if they cannot fight me spiritually, if they cannot intimidate me physically, they took it to the courts because they have money, a lot of money, which I don't have. All I have is God. All I have is my belief and my faith. These people are taking advantage of people. They've abused people. They have made Christianity a laughingstock. They have, sexually abused. People have lost money. They've deceived people. And somebody needs to speak. Even if it's going to cost me my life. My life. I had a conversation with my wife. I said, look, this thing might cost me my life. I had a conversation with God where God said, Solomon, are you ready to die for the truth? A lot of you guys are not ready to die for the truth. Christianity is not a walk in the park. You're going to lose something. But remember, there's eternity and there's the afterlife, which you're going to gain so much. So don't be afraid. Thank you so much for some of you guys that have been supportive. Some of you guys are asking, I want to support you, Solomon. Do you have a local bank account? If you're local, if you want to support and send some money, please do so here. 100 rand, 200 rand, 500 rand would go a long way. I'm not going to use your money for myself. I'm not asking you to give me money because God is going to do a miracle in your life. No, I'm not selling you a miracle. I'm not selling you water or anything. I'm just saying, help us to continue to spread the truth, to inform people, to educate people, and to expose the deceit of Satan through all these charlatans and fake prophets. So if you're local, in South Africa, if you want to do that, please do that there. And if you are international, you want to support $10, $20, $50, $100, or $500, whatever. It's up to you. Here is the PayPal account. Like I said, yesterday I was in court almost all day. And we argued. My attorney argued. And now the judgment is reserved. The judgment is reserved, and the judge is going to give the judgment sometimes next week or 2 weeks from now. But you know, going to the court costs money. It's not even the courts, it's the high court. So you spend a lot of money going there. And there's another case that I also have with another church. Because of speaking the truth. I'm not afraid to speak the truth. It might cost me my life. If it does, so be it. But God is a protector. I believe God is a protector. I believe God is a deliverer. I believe God can miraculously save me from all these, legal cases. For his glory, he's going to be able to do that. But then I need money to be able to continue with it. If not, the charlatans and the fake prophets, they will all be laughing at us. Not me. It's not about Solomon. What I do here is not really about Solomon. At all. It's about the truth that sets people free. They do not want us to disclose the truth continually to people so people can be set free from the chains of deceit, from the chains of fake miracles. So we have to do this together. And all I need is your support, your prayer support, your financial support. That is very, very important. So thank you so much for every one of you. There's someone in Saudi Arabia some time ago, a couple of months ago, sent $1,000. And I don't joke with money that people, I'm not the kind of guy that use 1 rand, 1 cent, or 10 naira of money that is not my money. My values are not that way. Not use it for myself. No. I've spent enough money of my own family money with my wife, enough on this thing, even without the support of anybody. I don't have another pastor, another businessman behind me and supporting me. No. But God's work needs to be done through us. Once we avail ourselves. If I don't avail myself, he's going to look for somebody else to do it. But we need your support. So I want to thank you, each and every one of you, for that. I'm going to be back a bit later. I'm going to be talking about TB Joshua's children. How many children does he have, and who are his children? So we're going to look at some of their profile a little bit and then talk about it, and to sort of like, where do you go from here? Do you know TB Joshua's daughter got married? His first daughter got married a couple of months ago in Tanzania. And also in Nigeria. He wasn't at the wedding in Tanzania. Why? Do you know why? Why wasn't he there? That's a big question. Why wasn't he there? What is happening with him? Why wasn't he there? Well, we're going to ask all of those questions much later, but I just want to say, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May he cause his face to shine upon you. May you never find peace until you find the truth. May the truth be your strength, your wisdom in all that you do. In the name of Jesus. Amen and amen. Thank you so much, guys. Catch you later.
Marriage. Of course, marriage is not your normal bump and face kind of relationship. It brings both excitement and disappointments. If you find yourself married in community of property and often delayed in your business transactions and dealings, worry no more. Because Masinya Attorneys uses the law to help you change from in community of property to out of community of property and vice versa. Call Masinya Attorneys today on 084 383 7747. We will sort you out with a high court application, and of course you get to keep your spouse. That's Masinya Attorneys on 084 383 7747.